Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Jazz Girls. I'm Jazel Velarde, and tonight, pag-uusapan natin ang isang topic na sobrang real for women, balancing personal life and ambition. Because as women, hindi lang tayo isang role. We evolve, we grow, we carry responsibilities, dreams, pressure, love, lahat yan sabay-sabay. And sometimes, the hardest part is staying true to ourselves while chasing big goals. Joining us tonight is, of course, a very beautiful lawyer, former public servant, educator, and content creator, Attorney Migs Nograles. Attorney Migs, welcome to Jazz Girls.
Hello. Thank you for having me. This is so exciting.
Yeah.
Marami tayong mga pag-uusapan, lalo na sa mga girls dyan. So I'm excited to share what I can sa mga fellow jazz girls natin.
Ayun. Well, let's start first, no, Attorney Migs. When you remove all the titles, no, sino talaga si Migs Nograles?
Oh my gosh. Siguro I will just go back to I like to study. I like to learn things. I'm a fixer. My husband always tells me na parang, ang hiling-hiling mong mag-ayos ng mga bagay. I like to fix. I like to listen to people. Or yung may mga konting sa mga bahay. Although hindi ako mekaniko, yung asawa ko yun. It's just the small things.
So para OC ka?
Hindi ko naman masasabing OC. I just like na I learn something so that I can probably, kunyari mag-usap tayo, parang, oh sige, baka ito pwede mong gawin. And then I like to experience things. Kahit pagluluto, di ba, para ka nag-aayos din. So I also like to cook. So parang at the end of the day, it's just really, siguro, usap. I like to fix. I like to listen.
Yeah.
I like to study. Yung ganon.
You love learning new things? Like what you said kanina, no?
Yeah. But I think ganon sa babae, di ba? Lahat ng mga babae, parang sinasabing ipakilamera. Nako, di ba? But
not everyone can be as like you na ang dami mong ginagawa, di ba?
Hindi
Maraming
mga babae dyan, mas marami pang ginagawa, hindi lang na-acknowledge, hindi lang out there. It may look like I'm doing so much, but I think pare-pareho rin tayo at the end of the day. Women are the best at multitasking. Bigay na natin sa mga babae yan, di ba? Kaya mong maging nanay, kaya mong maging wife, kaya mong magtrabaho, kaya mong maging stay at home, marami kang pwedeng gawin. So, it's not just really the titles, I think. That's the beauty of being a girl, diba?
May mga moment ba na feel mo na parang, like what you mentioned, no? Na nalulunod ka sa dami ng roles mo or talagang ini-enjoy mo siya? Saan mo nakuha yung ganitong klase ng strategy? Was it like growing up? Kasi eto na yung kinaginisnan mo? Or, ano yun, eventually, parang eto na lang yung nakahiligan mo? Parang ganyan.
I think, at the end of the day, choice. It's always going to be a choice, right? So wala naman nagsabi na kailangan ganito, ganyan ka. Minsan may pressure, di ba, sa society. Maraming mga girls na nape-pressure that they feel like, kailangan ganito ako, kailangan perfect. And siguro nung bata ako, I think everyone, di ba, you want to prove yourself. Bata ka, di ba? Ako, oo, lahat naman di ba?
Ano yung insecurity mo?
When you're not good enough. I think any girl, di ba, pag you step into a room, and then parang, shocks, mas maganda siya, mas maganda yung suot niya, di ba, mga ganon, may mga ganon.
Ang ganda-ganda mo.
Hindi.
Papasok
ko
na ako sa'yo,
ganda yung suot na to, di ba? Di ba? Hindi, I think maraming mga babae makarelate ng ganon. And it's okay. It's okay to say na, may insecurity ako, but what's important is what do you do about it? Do you destroy fellow women? Dapat hindi, di ba?
Yeah.
Maninira ka ba? Yung parang insecurity na yun, you use it to grow. Parang, okay yung ginagawa niya, sana ganyan ako. What can I do to become like that? What can I do to better myself? And I think that's why mukha akong maraming ginagawa. Kasi ganun parang, okay pala yung ganito, you get to observe, you get to watch, and then, if kaya, why not? Diba? Ikaw lang ang makakasabi sa sarili mo, hindi mo kaya. Ikaw lang din makakasabi sa sarili mo, kaya mo.
Let's go about, how about Attorney Migs, yung ambition mo. what's your ambition back then comparing to now? Is it really like becoming a lawyer or a politician or kasi growing up,
Yeah.
diba? You grew up in a political family,
Yeah.
right? Diba? So, does that influence you?
Siguro may influence, but I've never really had the pressure. We grew up in a home na what you dream of, as long as they can support, then go ahead. There was no pressure.
Yeah.
Siguro kami lang naglalagay ng pressure, di ba? At the end of the day, ikaw lang naman din. May mga iba na talaga napipilitan. But most of the time, I think you're the one who really puts pressure on yourself. But I was fortunate enough na growing up, meron kaming leeway. I wanted to do sports. I tried different sports. Kung anong gusto ko, sige, support, di ba? With school, pag hindi afford, hanap ka ng scholarship.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing sa akin. Parang, pag sinabing hindi pwede, bakit? Ba't hindi pwede? And then you find a way. And I think I grew up that way. Yun yung challenge na binibigay sa amin ng family. Na it's not a no, really. If it's a no, kung
Find a
gusto mo
way.
talaga, di ba ganun yung saying, kung gusto may paraan.
May paraan.
Kung
Pag
ayaw may
ayaw.
dahilan. So parang ganun siguro.
May turning point ba sa buhay mo that you realize na this is my own path, no? Does it ever happen?
I think every day. Every day when you make a choice.
Okay.
Minsan kasi akala natin ang liliit ng choice natin, di ba?
Yeah.
Na it doesn't make a difference. And I've talked to someone, I've talked to a few women who have been struggling. I've talked to a few women na yung mga previous Bausi victims. And they've come back. Kumbaga, kung normal, kumbaga, sinasabi na hindi na sila sad, hindi sila umiiyak. Kahit yung mga bumangon from a breakup, di ba? Even just waking up and choosing to move, choosing to move on, choosing to work, choosing to be better, that is something that is already big for you, and you shouldn't make it small. You shouldn't say na porket ito yon, hindi siya malaking bagay.
How about this, attorney? No? Sa tingin mo ba, mas forgiving ba ang society when men are ambitious compared to women?
Oh my gosh, I get questions like this all the time. I wouldn't say about society being forgiving or what, no. Siguro na sa atin yan kasi bakit tayo nakikipag-compete sa lalaki as women?
Na dapat wala.
'Di ba?
Yeah.
Kasi sige, they can say na eto kasi lalaki, ikaw babae ka lang.
Totoo yan, no?
'Di ba? Parang ako, hindi ako babae lang, babae ako,
Exactly.
right? But it's up to us as women na, why do we have to compare ourselves to men? Di mo naman makukumpara yan sa itsura pa lang ang layo-layo natin, di ba? And I think that's where some women na kailangan mas ma-empower. You have to believe in yourself. And if you compare yourself in a world full of men, in a workplace na dominated by males, right?
Especially in your field.
Yeah, diba?
Diba?
Not even just in politics, right? Lawyers or what. Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin mas magaling siya or i-compare mo sarili mo. Kasi lalaki yan. Ang lalaki at babae, magkaiba. And you can't compare. Kahit nga babae na babae, tayong dalawa magkaiba tayo, diba?
Yeah.
We can't really compare. You have your strengths, I have my strengths, you have your weaknesses, I have my weaknesses. Pero yung mas maganda, paano natin pagsasama yan? Para mas maging maganda yung pagsasama.
How about this, no? Do you believe that women are allowed to reinvent themselves without being judged? Kasi laging ganyan, di ba? Di ba? Lagi tayo na-judge, di ba?
Siguro I would say women are allowed to reinvent themselves. Every day, every minute, every second, di ba? Pwedeng umiba na ugali ko dito, di ba? But you cannot take judgment away. Parte yan ng mga tao, parte yan ng society. That's reality.
Yes.
We cannot say, never nang magjo-judge ang tao. It's innate in human nature. But when you accept that happens, that you will be judged, diba? maganda ka, ma-judge ka. Bakit ka masyadong maganda? Hindi ka maganda, ma-judge ka. Bakit hindi ka, di ba, mag-aayos ka? Hindi ka mag-aayos. Kahit anong gawin mo, pag huminga ka.
Totoo.
Di ba? Masyadong malalim ang hinga mo. Mga ganun. Whatever you do, someone will judge you. Kaya the last person who should judge yourself should be, di ba, you. You shouldn't judge yourself. Bahala na sila, pero ikaw, dapat, di ba, matatag ka na, so what? But it's easier said than done.
Yes.
Kasi, syempre, di ba, tao lang tayo. But, doesn't, at the end, di ba, parang at the end of the day, I will always say, you do you. May mga iba dyan sabihin, ang daling sabihin sa'yo kasi si Attorney Migs ka. Kaya mo yan lahat. My God. Hindi rin nyo alam, di ba, yung story ng bawat tao.
Yes, every people has their own battle. Every person. So, huwag kayong mag-judge na porket nakikita natin maganda to, wala siyang pinagdadaanan. Kasi hindi ganun, di ba?
Minsan nga yung mga magaganda, di ba? Marami nga magaganda na sila pa na-heartbreak dyan. Sila yung akala mo, hindi mag-cheat yung ano nila. Tapos biglang, naloko, di ba? Walang ganyan-ganyan.
Alam mo, ang ganda nitong sinabi mo, attorney, no? Kasi, because ambition also evolves as we evolve, no? Pati yung personality natin, no? As we grow up, we always evolve. We'll take a quick break, pero pagbalik namin, pag-uusapan natin ang pagiging babae in serious spaces and whether power has to look a certain way. Stay with us here on Jazz Girls.
If coffee is your religion, Italy is where your gods live. Here, we honor the barista, not the coffee machine. Because coffee is like life. It's all about how you make it. When your barista is the best, you can taste love in every cup. Our barista is the best. Bravo, Filipino.
I am DJ, I am the Philippines.
And welcome back to Jazz Girls. We're still here, of course, with the beautiful and the very matalino Attorney Migs Nograles. And we're diving deeper into ambition and identity. Let's talk about power, especially in male-dominated fields, no? In politics and law, na-feel mo ba na kailangan mong mag-toughen up? Kasi, di ba, like, in the field, nandito ka, talaga puro lalaki talaga dyan, di ba? Lalo sa politika, tsaka sa pag-aabogada.
Yeah, alam mo, yun nga, it is male-dominated. Pero hindi ibig sabihin, hindi kaya ng babae yan. At first, mahirap kasi bata, babae, di ba? Anak ni ganito, kapatid ni ganyan. When I started, talagang parang pag nasa room ka, it was hard to be heard. And that's not just in politics, in anything. Diba? Lalo na pag bata kang babae, parang kahit anong sabihin mo, okay, so akala nila cute-cute, diba? Yung manamit-namit ka lang dyan, mga ganon. But you have to, in a way, toughen up. But at the same time, at yung hirap sa mga babae, kailangan tough ka. Pero kailangan soft ka rin. Kasi pag masyado ka namang tough, sasabihin, para ka namang lalaki. Kaya yung tayo na yun, wala pa akong jowa nun. Kaya wala kang jowa, narinig ko yun all the time. Diba? Kaya wala kang jowa kasi, yan kasi ang serious mo, puro ka trabaho. Tapos pag soft ka naman, parang, baka ma-take advantage ka. Diba? Ang hirap. Ang hirap talaga. So, I think it's a balance. At the end of the day, whether in politics, whether in law, or whether sa any business, diba? You always will have to balance it, and you will always have to find a way to use that femininity, right? soft ka, but also know when to toughen up. Na, I can do what you do, or even better.
You have to have clear boundaries, no? Parang pwede rin nating sabihin yun kasi hindi pwedeng oo ka lang ng oo as a woman, no? As babae.
Yeah, hindi pwede. Kahit naman sino, diba? I'll tell that to everyone. Huwag kayong oo lang ng oo, yung tatapak-tapakan kayo, diba? Babae ka man,
kasi babae ka.
Lalaki ka man, transgender ka man, bisexual, anything, right? As a human being, huwag kang magpapatapak kahit kanino.
Does it ever happen to you? Na feeling mo na judged ka kasi babae ka lang?
I get judged every day. I get bashed every day. My gosh.
Sige, ano yung parang tinamaan ka? Or parang immune na? Dead man na?
Siguro, the one that before, that really hurt me is yung mga talagang personal. Yung tatawag, like my father's not with me anymore. Tapos, sasabihin na, sana sumama ka sa tatay mo. Yung ganon. Yung mga low blow moments. And then, syempre, that time, you will be in that moment na parang, alam mo, wala akong ginawa sa'yo, hindi kita kilala. Diba? Dummy accounts pa dyan. Diba? Kasi yung lakas ng loob, pag dummy accounts, diba? Parang,
sige lang.
Diba? Hindi naman ako mahahabol na to.
Tapos kapag ikaw ang lumaban, patay ka.
Oo. So
pag pinatulan mo.
Parang umabot din sa point na gano'n na parang, teka lang, I tell people, don't be bullied. Tapos, parang ako magpapabully. So, I'd speak up. And then, ang comeback naman doon na parang, if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen, mga gano'n. Diba? Parang, kahit anong gawin mo, meron na magsasalita. And people that I talk to, they will get that. Ngayon ng social media, ang daming kung ano-ano na lang, diba? Kahit sino ka pa. Diba? And then,
walang pag social media, talagang
Pero, ngayon lang highlighted siya. Sa totoo lang, it's always been there, diba?
Yeah.
Kahit naman sa panahon na walang social media, ang daming chismis. Diba? Ngayon lang nakikita ng marami. So, it's kanya-kanya, kung ano man. But at the end of the day, papayag ka ba?
How about, have you ever felt you had to tone down your feminine pagkababae mo just to be taken seriously?
Ano ba?
Parang example, na parang, babae to. You lead by heart or with your brain?
Siguro I'd say the opposite. Masyadong mas marami nagsasabing, parang lalaki, masyadong brusko, masyado kang tough, masyado kang serious, maging babae ka naman. Which is also, meron mga gano'n na kasi hindi ka masyadong nagbibihis. Hindi ka masyadong, parang,
With you? Tinanong nila, sinabi nila sa'yo yun?
Hindi, syempre ako nagbibihis ako.
Akala ko sa'yo.
Pero kasi, serious kasi, diba? May RBF nga
but guys, di ba? Don't disagree with me, please. Pero pagdating sa mga legal advices, you go to TikTok, panoorin mo si Atty. Migs, and then lahat pinapakinggan ko. Paano ba dito yung bawsi? Ano ba gano'n?
Oo, hindi. Thank you, yeah. No, pero alam mo yun, yung may mga times, syempre, di ba, ayaw mong magbihis. Pag hindi ka nagbihis, parang, bakit ganyan? Bakit ganyan? Sure, pag masyado ka man nagbihis, ang arte mo naman. Diba, ganun eh. But most of the time, siguro with me, kasi yung tatawag ng RBF. So,
RBF?
Parang yung resting
na
face, diba? Hindi ko pwedeng sabihin na dito,
the resting face. Okay.
Oo. And then, when I talk, serious.
Yes.
Sa TikTok, ganon. Minsan, ganon ako magsalita. But when, diba, hindi ka naman pwedeng mag-ganyan sa court. Hindi ka ganyan. Diba? Hindi ka pwedeng mag-ganyan diba, before, in my previous jobs, diba, sa Congress, nag-i-interpolate ka, nagde-debate ka dyan, tapos,
different character nga, from social media, na ito yung ginagawa mo sa TikTok. Pagdating mo doon, very serious na.
So, ako, parang anything, may masasabi. May masasabi. But most of the time, when it comes to work, talagang sasabihin, bakit ang tigas-tigas mo? Bakit parang ang serious mo? Ba't hindi ka maging isang babae? So, I ask, sige nga sabihin mo sa akin, ano ba ang pagiging babae?
Oh, gandang tanong yan,
Kasi,
di ba?
who are you to judge me? Who are you to
Yeah.
tell me na, lalo pag lalaki nagtatanong, bakit? Alam mo ba?
Yes.
Alam mo ba kung paano maging babae? Hindi naman. Babae nga, nahihirapan malaman kung ano ba yung pagkababae, yung lalaki pa, di ba? So, again, kahit anong gawin mo, someone will say something. And
How about-
it's how you take it.
How about this, Attorney Migs? Ever ba na nangyari na na-underestimate ka kasi masyado kang polished? Alam mo yun?
Yeah.
Hindi natin maaalis eh kasi you're beautiful, you're matalino. Definitely may maiinggit sa'yo. Or may mai-insecure sa'yo, especially when you're in politics, di ba? So, how do you deal with that? Parang,
I
is it
wouldn't
like
be-
bashers lang? Or
Hindi ko alam anong what people would say. I can't speak for them.
Yeah.
But I would hear. Kunwari, meron before, umikot ako ng barangay. May nagsabi sa akin na, huwag ka kasing mag-makeup para malapitan ka. Girl, di ako nag-makeup noon. Pag-pause ako noon.
talagang
I mean,
skin mo lang. Guys, ang ganda talaga ng skin ni Attorney Migs, no?
Hindi, may ganon. Or pag interview, tapos nakabihis ka, parang, we can't afford you. Yung ganon, kasi masyado kang ganyan. Yung parang, grabe naman. Madja-judge ka.
nadja-judge ka kasi ang
Diba?
ganda mo,
Hindi.
diba?
Well, at the same
But
time,
in reality, it happens talaga,
at the same time din, pag hindi ka naman manamit, madja-judge ka
madja-judge
rin.
ka pa rin.
Na parang, kahit ikaw yung pinakamatalino dito, kasi hindi maayos yung forma mo, biglang, hindi mo na alam kung ano. Diba? So, I think, I always believe that since sabi ng asawa ko sa akin yan, na parang, you have to look at the brighter side ng mga people don't underestimate.
Yes.
Ko, grew up that way. Masyado akong bata. Or babae ka. Or, alam mo yun, I've always been bullied. I've shared this naman online.
Talaga? O, hindi ko na napanood yata yung story na nabully ka. Can you share a little lang?
Yeah, like grade school pa lang. I talked about this in my law journey sa lahat ng nagsistruggle. And I've shared this. Grade school pa lang, nabully ako. High school pa lang, nabully ako. I wasn't good enough. Taga-probinsya ako. Mga ganon. Tapos biglang hindi daw yung mataas ang grades ko. Bakit daw mataas ang grades ko? Binili ko yung school. Yung mga ganon. Parang bawal ba? Parang bakit bawal? Bawal. Parang ganon na hindi ko deserve. Or even in politics na parang hindi daw talaga ako ganito, mga ganyan. Ang daming aspects ng ganyan. That's why ako pag nabubuli isang tao, talaga ako, bakit? Saan galing yun? Pag may nagkukwento, may nagsisira, may nag-gossip, what's your facts? Right? Kasi ang daling maggawa ng kwento.
Yes.
Ang daling magsabi ng kahit ano, and it doesn't matter, right, if people will verify the truth.
Yeah.
Mas mabilis kumalat ang chismis, di ba? Pero ang totoo, di ba, the truth, yun yung mahirap na ipakalat. Di ba? And then, defensive ka pa kung sabihin mo yung totoo. No? So, I think with me, yes, I've always been underestimated. Maybe that's why I like to do a lot of things.
Do you think that's why there's a power for being soft? Kaya medyo gusto mo toughen ka? Medyo, alam mo yun?
Siguro because I've been hurt so many times. Wow.
Because sa love.
Not just love.
Okay.
Yun nga, kasi nabully. When you're soft, it's true naman people tend to take advantage when you're softer. But there's also an advantage to it, di ba? But I think the whole toughen up is kasi minsan pag nalalaman mo yung reality, napapagdaanan mo yung reality ng mundo. Kailangan mong tumigas-tigas. Kasi kung hindi, makakain ka ng buhay. Diba?
True.
Ayaw naman natin yun. Life moves on. And
Yeah.
I think a lot of women watching right now, diba? Going through struggles. Alam niyo yun, and I can relate. Kanya-kanya tayo ng kwento. Hindi yung mas magrabe yung kwento ko sa kwento mo. Struggle is a struggle.
Yes.
Pero saludo ako sa mga every day, bumabangon. Every day, they choose, really. Lalo ng babae, di ba? Ang dami mong ginagawa. Di ba, nanay?
Nanay ka. Gaalaga
Asawa ka.
Oo.
Di ba, at lahat?
Minsan magtatrabaho ka pa. So, minsan lang naman ang mga Disney princess.
Sana, di ba? Sana all.
Hindi lahat
diba?
Disney princess. Di ba?
Oo. Hindi rin lahat may asawa.
Yes, yes.
Diba, maraming single mom dyan na ikaw ang both roles. At doon talagang, alam mo, saludong-saludo ako sa ganon.
Kailangan mong tibayan talaga, no? What's more powerful, attorney, no? Being feared or being respected for you? What's your thought about this?
I think respect, right? Because yung respect, it carries on
Yes.
until wherever.
Yeah.
Ako, strict ako. So, there are times that sinasabi, takot yung mga tao. And I get that, na parang, nakakatakot kasi serious. And I've learned this from my family, especially my father, no? Being respected. And you see it because he's passed on.
Yeah.
When people still talk about the things that he's done and how much respect they have, alam mong yung respeto, it carries on even when you pass on. And I think that's
Parang it's
important.
becoming a legacy na. No? Do ambitious women intimidate men? Like, for example, you, no? Kasi, kanina, you haven't answered my question. Was it becoming a lawyer really your ambition when you were young?
No.
Iba.
Gusto ko maging prinsesa.
Ayun.
Di ba lahat naman?
Lahat tayo gusto
I think,
prinsesa.
diba? So, when I was abroad, I did a scholarship.
Yes.
And I also worked as a student. Diba? Nag-part-time ako out. And mahal eh. Siyempre, mahal ang abroad, diba? And I also worked in the law school library.
Okay.
And because you're working in the law school library, na-expose ako dun sa mga books, tinitingnan ko. Siyempre, anong gagawin mo sa library, diba? And parang dun lang ako natuwa in a way na tinitingnan ko, nakikita ko sila. And that time, economics major pa ako. Sabi ko, ayoko mag-politics, ayoko mag-law. Kasi gusto ko iba. And then, I don't know, life just brings you to where maybe you're meant to be.
Yes.
Yun lang yung
Were
opening.
you pressured?
Yung...
Sabi mo kanina, di ba, hindi?
No.
Or is it because kahit hindi naman nila sabihin sa'yo mag-lawyer ka, but because everybody's in politics, napilitan ka?
Hindi talaga. Like I said, noong una, talaga ayoko.
Princess
I
na.
don't want, ayoko ma-compare, ayoko ma-pressure.
Oo nga, nakaka-pressure din.
And economics nga talaga yung major ko nun. And then, yung opening lang, kasi nga, international student, bawal ka magtrabaho, di ba, pag abroad, kung wala kang visa. Sa school lang.
Yes.
So, dun sa school, dun sa law school library, may opening. Yun na lang yung opening. Sabi ko, okay, sure. Mumili pa ba tayo, di ba? Beggars can't be choosers. And since napadpad ako doon, yun nga, life just brought me there, right?
Yes.
That's when I saw na parang interesting to. And then, nagustuhan ko siya, I wanted to try. Nag-double major na ako with political science. So, nag-economics ako and then political science. Para may choice din ako.
Yeah.
Hindi yung, I locked in ako dito. It's the same for law school. I have my MBA and then I have my law school degree. Para hindi ako parang locked in lang dito. Kasi nga, parang ayoko yung ganun eh. Ayoko rin masabi nila, hindi, nandyan ka na ma-pressure ka.
You think kung wala ka sa politics or kung wala ka sa law, nasan ka kaya ngayon?
Nasaan ako ngayon? I wouldn't know. Ako kasi I'm a believer that life happens, things happen good or bad for a reason. Parang pag-isipan ko kung nasaan ako ngayon, masasad lang ako, di ba?
Yeah.
Nandito na tayo eh, di ba? You have to live in the present.
Yes.
And you have to be grateful for it. Kahit may mga days na parang nakakainis.
That's
Bakit
nice.
ko ginagawa
You're happy.
to? Diba? Siguro artista, charot.
Pwede, why not? Di ba?
I tried that younger years ko, parang, sige nga, BTR tayo, mga ganitong ganyan.
Ba't di mo tinuloy?
Ayaw nila sa akin.
Oy, hindi.
Hindi ako good enough. Kaya, gumawa na lang ako ng TikTok. Hindi. Ako, and I always say it, pag pinilit mo na pinilit at hindi bumukas yung pintuan para sa'yo, kahit anong gawin mo, hindi yan para sa'yo. And there's a reason.
Ito, attorney. Like kanina kasi you mentioned that you really have to be tough or you're like that. You're already a Nograles, you know? Okay. Have you ever felt the need to shrink? Maliitin mo, not naman maliitin, no? You shrink yourself para at least, no, hindi ma-threaten yung ibang tao.
Yeah. Oo. Like, di ba, sabi ko sa'yo, sasabihin ako, masyado kang tough.
Yes.
Masyado kang ganito. Ganyan. And especially pag bata ka, we have to be truthful. Ang hirap, diba? Pag masyado kang bata, wala kang alam. Huwag kang magsalita. Pag masyado ka naman matanda, hindi mo na alam ang pinagsasabi ng mga bata.
Pero I agree, no? Kasi parang sa atin, mga Pilipino, or in general, like, di ba, feeling nila wisdom comes with age, no? The more na matanda ka, mas may alam ka, no?
And,
yun yung iniisip nila, ha?
And I think may gano'n na setup na hindi, dito ka lang, wala kang alam,
Yes.
ka magsalita, bawal ka magsalita. It's not just being a woman, anywhere ha. Diba? Even in work, may mga hierarchy, may ganon. And marami, I think, nakaka-relate ng ganong aspeto. Kahit nga pagiging Pilipino, diba? Pag may mga foreigners, tapos, I've seen that.
Yes.
Na, you're Filipino? Parang, thank you to the Filipinos kasi yung housekeeper ko, ganito. And
Yes.
we're proud of that. Pero in a school setting, I've encountered that na parang, what do you know?
Yeah.
Why in the Philippines do you actually learn that? May mga ganon ha. At nakaka-ano, diba? Nakaka-hurt. Tapos gusto mo mag-step up. Gusto mo
So what do you do
magsalita.
pag ganun?
Magsasalita. Bahala sila.
Dead ka lang, di mo pansinin, irapan mo.
Siyempre,
Or
na younger years, ganun ka, diba? You shrink yourself, masakit. Iyak ka na lang dyan, diba? Yung mga ganon. Even when I was in, let's say, in law school,
Yes.
no? And I've shared this in my law journey. Yun nga, diba? Parang bawal akong mag-top ng class. Kasi, ganito ako.
Ay,
Kasi
wait,
Nograles
kung
ako.
bawal ka mag-top ng class, paano yun? Minamali mong kusa?
Hindi. Yun nga, di ba, parang bawal ako mag-top ng class because if I top the class, when I
Okay.
graduated,
Get.
na top ng class, binili ko daw yung school. Hindi ko deserve yun. Di ba? So,
Baka binili mo nga.
di ba? Di ba, edi sana, hindi na ako pumasok kung ganun, di ba? Hindi, tsaka,
Next time,
that's
share mo.
hindi, degrading naman yun.
Yeah.
You know? Parang
Just
hindi
a show.
mapapayag din yung school. It's an institution.
Yes,
You
yes,
don't
yes.
do
Kaya
that.
nga.
Diba?
Oo.
But may ganon.
Oo.
Diba? Na kahit nga yung love life ko,
Yes.
yung kami ni Chino, sinabi na ano daw yun, fix daw yun, marriage
Uy,
of
oo,
convenience.
oo, nabalitaan
Kasi,
ko yan.
diba? O, ikaw nga, diba?
Oo, nabalitaan
Diba?
ko yun.
Yung mga
Yeah.
ganon. So, parang, bakit ganon?
Oo.
Na, diba? You
Ngayon,
have
wala
to-
na sa'yo itong mga ganitong bagay, no? Tinatawanan mo na lang, no? It's very casual kasi, parang very, lang kung paano may kwento. Parang,
Ganun talaga
wala
ang
na, no?
buhay.
Like what you said nga kanina, kahit gumawa ka na maganda.
Eh di pag
or ganun din.
kinimkim ko, eh di pumangit ako, na-stress ako. Eh bakit ako magpapapangit?
Ayan,
Diba?
dapat ganyan
hindi.
lahat ng babae.
Bahala na sila. Sasabihin ko sa
Dead
mga
ma.
girls dyan, di ba? Bahala na sila magsalita. Basta ikaw, naka-makeup ka, maganda ka, feeling mo maganda ka. Bahala sila. Sila yung ma-stress. Sila yung pumangit. Ikaw, ganda-ganda ka pa rin.
Dead ba to the world? So, di ba? Ang ganda na sinabi mo talaga doon, no? Dead ba to the world? So, because sometimes, real power doesn't shout. It just stands firm. So, magbe-break muna tayo. When we come back, we will talk about resilience, public setbacks, and her message to women who feel overwhelmed and trying to balance life and ambition. Don't go away.
To 2025 was a meaningful year for Bingo Plus Foundation. As our purpose grew, it was time for a new chapter. Introducing DigiPlus Foundation.
Education is the bridge to opportunities. Through the Future Smart program, we empower learners and educators nationwide. At DigiPlus Foundation, we multiply learning for a better future.
Healthcare should come with no barriers. Kalusugan Plus delivers medical missions, and Embrace Plus mental health support, which empower every Filipino through compassionate and accessible healthcare. At DigiPlus Foundation, we multiply healing. One patient, one community at a time.
Every dream deserves a chance. In Wish Plus, we grant wishes, empowering individuals, families, and communities together with their partners. At DigiPlus Foundation, we multiply hope, dignity, and possibilities.
Disasters don't wait. Through the Bayanihan Plus program, we mobilize immediate response and recovery efforts. At DigiPlus Foundation, we multiply the spirit of Bayanihan across the nation.
DigiPlus Foundation is committed to delivering on our promise to bring help within everyone's reach. When support becomes accessible, impact doesn't just grow, it multiplies.
And welcome back to Jazz Girls. We're now talking about resilience, especially when life doesn't go as planned. Public life comes with wins, but also very public losses. So, attorney, no, after the recent congressional race, di ba, nitong nakaraan, paano mo siya process emotionally?
Of course, you know, in any loss, diba, be it work,
Yeah.
life, right? You lose someone. Love life nga, diba? You grieve. I grieve. Masakit yun. Tao lang naman din ako, diba?
Ano, hindi ka lumabas ng bahay?
Lumabas naman ako, pero alam mo
may
yung...
mga ganun, di ba? Yung mga
Oo.
2 weeks muna, wait lang, nahihiya pa siya, 2 weeks, or magsa-stalk muna siya, nanamnamin niya muna bago makamove
Yeah,
on.
I mean, I cried. May
Okay.
grieving. Hindi man ako, diba, parang, I would admit that. It's only human. Siguro umabot ako sa point na I asked, so then what, right? What now? Siyempre, planado yun eh. Diba, plano yun. And then, yun. But, and then you process.
Yeah.
Right. I'm lucky enough, I have my family, my husband.
But attorney Migs, no, my question is, di ba, talagang hihimayin ko eh, no? How did you, grieve? Was it privately or was it like, hindi, labas tayo? Or pupuntahan mo yung mga friends mo? How do you grieve?
I was with family. I was going to church a lot.
Okay.
I was going to church a lot kasi parang
Dapat talaga,
you
no?
will question, right?
Yeah.
Why? And what now? So, saan direction mo ako dadalhin, Lord? Because, like I said, anything, no, kung close yung door, kung hindi ka lilid doon, may dahilan yan. And then that's what life is about, right? You figure out ano yung dahilan ng mga bagay at saan ka dapat, anong purpose mo
Yes.
sa life. Siyempre, mapapatanong ka, so ano na ngayon yung purpose ko? I wanted to do this. I had these plans. Tapos hindi ko magagawa. Right? So you get redirected. And that's something that I guess you do every day naman. Diba? Hindi lang naman din ito yung buhay ko.
Yes.
It is part of a plan that I wanted, but God has bigger plans. So you process that like any normal human being, and then you move on. You try to figure out what is your purpose and what you like to do. And tingnan, diba? Pray.
Yes.
And tingnan mo. But yeah, you know, when that happened, mas maraming nga yung mga yung mga nagsabi na parang, oh, ayan, yan kasi, kung ito kasi ginawa mo, di dapat ito. Kung ito yung sinupport mo, di dapat ito. Or parang, ang kapal kasi ng mukha mo, huwag ka mag-feeling. Mga ganon, na parang, deserve mo yan.
Grabe,
And then, there would be sometimes, may mga comments pa na parang, ganyan, nagtitiktok ka na lang kasi talo ka. Hanggang ngayon.
O hindi.
Di ba? May ganon. And someone will always say something.
Yeah. Hanggang ngayon, di ba, you're in YouTube now? Parang active ka na rin. Napanood nga ako ito. I learned a lot especially with the show about women, empowering women. You're one of the best examples.
Hindi naman yung best. Ang dami-dami dyan. I look up to so many women also. Siguro, ang gusto ko lang talaga is you be real. Like anyone. Right? Hindi ako takot magsabi na, I grieve. So what?
Ang humble mo rin, no? No. Parang hindi lang maganda pakinggan, but really, you're so humble.
Hindi, alam mo, yung tao lang tayo.
Yeah.
Diba? Like, ikaw, hindi ka umiiyak. Diba?
Umiiyak.
Siyempre, iiyak ka rin, diba?
Umiiyak.
Diba? May mga, kahit yung pinakamaganda dyan, na pinaka-refined, diba? Iiyak yan. Right? And then, that makes you human. And I think, being human and having those emotions and talking about it is how people know and can see na I can relate to you. Kaya, ito yung ginagawa ko. Nag-share ako. I like to talk about the law, make it simple. I like to talk to, especially women. Hindi lang women, men. And, the LGBTQI+ community.
Yes.
Kasi, at the end of the day, diba, tao lang naman tayo lahat. That is our common thing. We are human beings. We have emotions. And sometimes you just want someone to say, oo nga.
Yeah.
Gets kita. At valid ang emotions mo, valid ang nafe-feel mo. Ang hindi valid is how you deal with it. Kung nananakit ka, hindi yan acceptable. Diba? Because meron ka pinagdadaanan. Kasi lahat ng tao may pinagdadaanan.
Totoo naman yun, no? Kasi like kanina, you mentioned, no, you pray, you go to God, support of your family, no? And then after that, nakatulong din sa'yo mag-build ng what do you call this? Para ma-lift again your spirit. Is you teach also.
Yes.
No? That's what
you
you
go
do.
back
Maganda nun.
I think, yun nga kasi...
Is it your passion talaga na magturo? Kasi,
yeah, I think so. Yung, di ba nga sabi ko sa'yo, parang I like to fix.
Yeah.
yung parang, if someone doesn't know something and then you can share it.
Yeah.
Hindi yung pinapamukha mo, alam ko to ha. Because I like to ask my students, what do you think? Diba?
Kasi meron ding mga ibang tao naman na they don't want to give advice unless they were asked. Di ba may mga ganun din?
Yung kasi hindi pa kailamera. Baka pa kailamera lang ako. No, I guess it's really more of how can I make things better?
Yes.
Right? How can kasi you learn from people also. Like this conversation, diba? Kahit diba off cam, kakwentuhan tayo, magtatanong tayo about personal lives, mga ganito. You learn from people, you learn from discussions. And so, I like to hope na pag nanood ang mga tao ng videos ko, may nakausap ako, they get a little something to take with them. Kasi, like, I was in Ateneo before in a leadership seminar. It's called ASLA, no? Leadership Assembly. And ako yung batch ng Ripple of Change. So that has always been my motto. Always be a ripple of change na it just takes one ripple para maging, di ba, isang bato, tatapon mo, magiging ripple yan. Mag-change, di ba, yung stagnant water, yung still water.
Yeah.
So parang ganon, di ba? Parang it's more of if you get to teach, if you get to share or something, baka may madala yon at may matutulungan din na iba.
Attorney Migs, no, after everything that you've gone, may moments pa ba na nagsi-self-doubt ka?
Oo naman. Oo naman.
Like for what? Ano example?
Before coming here. Kasi baka may masabi ako, diba? Isa-splice to.
Yeah.
Tapos sabihin, take out of context. Na parang, nako, diba, may itang politics ngayon, bakit bumabalik na naman siya? Mga ganon. There will be moments of self-doubt. There are moments of self-doubt to also when meron kang career path na gustong gawin. Meron kang choice na gustong gawin. Kahit nga mamili ka ng i-date mo, di ba, may self-doubt ka.
Yes.
As simple as that, di ba? Magre-reply ka lang sa crush mo, nag-text sa'yo. Di ba? Parang, nako, what if I'm not good enough? Baka friend zone ako, di ba? I think, and sometimes I think it's healthy because you get to check yourself.
Yes.
hindi man pwedeng puro ano ka lang.
Oo nga.
Diba? Confidence tayo.
Oo.
Kaya ka tong lahat. Siyempre, that's good. Pero kung masyado namang ganun, you have to take a step back and see reality. And I think self-doubt is what brings you back to reality. Diba?
Tsaka it's what humbles you, no?
Siguro, I
No?
think so.
At some point, no? For women watching who feel overwhelmed trying to balance career, family, and expectations, no? What would you tell them?
Kung gusto, may paraan ko kaya may dahilan. No, don't let being a woman stop you. Don't let society dictate what you can and cannot do. And don't let siguro that self-doubt win. I would say, hindi ka babae. Hindi ka babae lang. Babae ka. And that is what makes you beautiful. And that's what makes you you. No, yung pagka-babae mo, that's power. And I hope women remember that being a woman is power. Pagka-babae mo, ang magdadala sa'yo at ang advantage mo dito sa buhay natin.
Tsaka hindi ka babae lang. Babae tayo, di ba?
Oo.
Before we end, Attorney Migs, no, is there anything you would want to promote? Any advocacies, projects, or social media you'd like our viewers to follow? Please invite them.
Yes. So, if you could follow my social media pages, Attorney Migs Nograles, no, that's in all my social media pages. We have been posting mga legal advice, mga legal concerns. I try my best na sagutin yung mga katanungan nyo. Watch out because I will also have other mga hosting things. And isa sa mga ginagawa ko is House at Your Service na we really go back and to those with medical problems, legal problems, at marami pang mga upcoming this year na mga kwentong kilig, kwentong love, kwentong law, kwentong legal, anything else. No? Yeah, so thank you.
You guys follow Attorney Migs, ang dami nyo matututunan. And lastly, no, Attorney Migs, may final message ka ba for all the women who are struggling right now to balance their life and ambition?
Siguro ang masasabi ko lang talaga is hindi ka mag-isa. Ang pinagdadaanan mo, hindi yan invalid. It's something na maraming ganyan din ang pinagdadaanan. Pag may magsabi sa'yo masyado kang weak, hindi mo dapat pinagdadaanan yan, hindi nila alam yan. Kasi ang pinagdadaanan mo, sarili mong kwento yan. Pero ang makakabuti sa inyo, kung anong gagamitin mo, anong gagawin mo sa pinagdadaanan mo, and what you make out of it. Use it as a challenge to become not just a better woman, but a better individual and citizen for our country.
Attorney Migs, thank you. Thank you for reminding us that living many lives as a woman isn't about perfection. It's also about courage. So to every woman watching tonight, you're allowed to dream big, love deeply, and redefine success on your own terms. And thank you very much, Attorney Migs, for this very wonderful discussion. No? Ang ganda talaga ni Attorney Migs, di ba? This has been your host, Jazel Velarde. Maraming salamat to everyone who's nanonood sa atin every Thursday, mga ka-jazz. See you next week. Bye-bye!